the fear of losing, fear of failing is the reason by which people overthink, over-prepare, and invest in those kind of processes. What's a better teacher, success or failure?
Always failure.
Yeah.
Always.
And so when you're avoiding failing, how much learning are you getting done?
Not much.
Not as much, is it?
Some people say it's a curse to be successful the first go round.
Yeah. So for negativity, the way to do is to release it, right? To permit it, to release it, and then to find something else aside from it, to move away from it, instead of hyperfixating on it. And that's where the Tai Chi practices of song is very helpful. Song, we take tension and we release it until we expand and we have song again. And we do our Qigong, we take our Qi. It can be yang, it can be yin. However way it is, we can release it as well too, so it could be free. So these kind of things, these same concept can be applied to the negativity in your emotions, because negative emotions are an energy of sorts that you can release.
And
A fractal.
you can't change anything, but you can, like you said, you can change how you feel about it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that once you change, everything else changes.
And how do you feel after that?
You feel free.
Feel free. That's nice to feel free, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for helping. So the fun question is, what is the optimal mindset for Tai Chi? And that's a good thing to explore, because the optimal mindset for Tai Chi is good for a lot of things beyond Tai Chi too. So it's easy if you look at what are the things that makes people's Tai Chi struggle. So when I see the question from students, either on YouTube or on our discussion boards, there are some common trends of what holds people back. One is being stuck in thought. So you want to be perceptive. And when you're perceptive, that means your awareness is expansive and outwards. And when you're stuck in thought, that means your awareness is hyper-focused on just what your thought is. In the case, I'll be like, oh, in this movement, I want you to relax and feel where the pressure is when your partner pushes on you. And then you'll get a question that's like, oh, does that mean their center is doing this and your root is doing that? And I didn't necessarily say anything like that, but they're thinking about those things. They may be right, they may be wrong, but to the extent that they fixate on these additional thoughts, it makes it harder to notice what your partner's interaction with you is. So the key to resolving that, to not be stuck in your thoughts, is, well, let me ask you, for what purpose do people overthink?
They're trying to grasp at something.
Grasp at something? Yeah.
Trying to make sense or meaning and or control a specific outcome.
And for what purpose do they grasp at meaning and control the outcome? The latter part is a clue. They want to control the outcome because they don't want to...
They want to win?
They want to win, yeah. They want to win, they don't want to lose, they don't want to fail. Right. So the fear of losing, fear of failing is the reason by which people overthink, over-prepare, and invest in those kind of processes. We all know people who just go and do things recklessly and fail. And sometimes they succeed, or sometimes eventually they succeed, but they don't overthink because they don't have a fear of failure. What's a better teacher, success or failure?
Always failure.
Yeah.
Always.
And so when you're avoiding failing, how much learning are you getting done?
Not much.
Not as much, is it?
Some people say it's a curse to be successful the first go round.
Yeah. So when we don't fear failure and we let ourselves go into it, and there's some process that they call like fail faster, right? As a way to help you accelerate your learning. So when you're willing to fail faster, to the extent you can afford the failure, then you can learn faster, learn more deeply, because each failure teaches you more about the process, right? And then the more you fail, the more you know where the limitations and the boundaries of this problem or this situation is. So if you embrace failure, then you don't need to overthink. You won't be lost in thought, and you'll be able to really experience and learn and explore, right? The second obstacle to people successfully learning Tai Chi with a good mindset is too much negativity. Could be good reason, bad reason, any kind of reason. Could be that today you got a flat tire, a big repair bill, and you're just in a bad mood, right? So you can't stop thinking about it, or you just think, oh, life is so unfair. Why do I bother relaxing? I'm gonna need to tense up anyways. These kind of negative thoughts can get in the way, right? And what are these things really? What is negativity that persists and affects you?
It's a like a fixation on something that you have no control over. If you do,
Yeah,
it might be very little control.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a fixation, yeah, and oftentimes something you have little control over. So what's the only control you have over the things that you don't have control over?
How you respond.
How you respond to it, right? Yeah. So there's a fixation which tends to limit how you respond to it. And so these fixations make your energy stuck a certain way. It makes your awareness stuck on a certain topic so that you cannot experience and
It's like
perceive and
wishing how things should be,
Wishing how
not
things
as
should
if they are.
learn. Yeah.
And allowing it to enter is almost like a DN coming to you.
Yeah.
Either it sounds like, okay, there's many ways to it's gonna come.
Yeah.
The DN, no matter what. Life
Yeah.
is one DN or many DNs,
Yeah.
right? So I think that it's like to allow it in and then to not fixate on it,
Now fix it on it, exactly.
just like practice.
Yeah. So
Move
you're talking
around
about
it.
in e-mastery, we take the focal point of where things are happening and where they want it to happen, and allow it, and then take control of it, right? Because if you resist it, then you're trying to wish it to be a certain way, but it's outside your control. So you're constantly wishing for something that cannot happen.
It's fighting the very structure of the universe itself,
Yeah.
and you will lose.
Yeah, you're just shaking fists at clouds. You can do that for a long time. The
Yeah.
clouds won't respond. So for negativity, the way to do is to release it, right? To permit it, to release it, and then to find something else aside from it, to move away from it, instead of hyperfixating on it. And that's where the Tai Chi practices of Song is very helpful. Song, we take tension and we release it until we expand and we have Song again. And we do our Qigong, we take our Qi. It can be Yang, it could be Yin, however way it is, we can release that as well too, so it could be free. So these kind of things, these same concept can be applied to the negativity in your emotions, because negative emotions are an energy of sorts that you can release. So it's true you have a flat tire. It's true you owe a couple $100s, but you'll deal with that when the bill has to be paid. And for now, you can do Tai Chi, or you can do whatever it is that can benefit from your attention now. So as you practice your Tai Chi and you learn to release in Song, and Song is not just about releasing tension. The word Song means to release. And throughout your Tai Chi growth, you learn to release different things. Release tension, release Qi, release thoughts, release your awareness, let it expand out, and all these kind of things. Those are all different types of Song, but you're sewing different kinds of things. As you master those things, then you'll be free from these negative mindsets and the overthinking as you embrace failure. And then when you do that, then you'll have a mindset where you could easily learn, feel good, and get the most out of your experiences.
I can feel that this is an extension of the sum total of everything in my life
Yeah,
and how I deal with it.
yeah,
So the more I fight, the more I hurt myself and others.
yeah,
But when I song, it just you receive it the way it is, and then you can find a way to softly, gently let it go,
yeah,
and not fight it head on stubbornly,
Yeah,
expecting
exactly.
your own thoughts, like as if like being inflexible,
yeah.
becoming
Inflexible.
rigid. So yeah, it's really fascinating. It's to
really
see the
fascinating.
changes when you see the DNs, treat it as a DN.
Yeah,
That's the hardest part. Can't
Yeah.
help but getting upset, right? Like, oh, someone cut me off. I flipped them off, and now we're like, okay, okay, shoot, whoops, my bad. Gotta let it go.
yeah. So yeah, it
Something
becomes
as simple
something
as funny as that.
simple and funny, but yeah, it's a great example of how this is more than just movements and techniques. It's something that is a microcosm of your life, a microcosm of the macrocosm of the universe, how everything works, and how you can be happy and fulfilled and at peace in all this.
Yeah, it's a fractal, and
a fractal.
you can't
yes.
change anything, but you can, like you said, you can change how you feel about it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that once you change, everything else changes.
And how do you feel after that?
You feel free.
Feel free. That's nice to feel free, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for helping me with this discussion.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.